Well, I'm so glad to see you all, and I thank you for coming. My name is Harriet Mason, and I'm a storyteller. Today I have a story for you called The Witch's Cat, or That's the Nature of Cats, and I'm going to need your help in it. So before we get started, I thought I'd teach you a little song, just to get you used to moving and working with me. This is a song about buzzards. Who knows what a buzzard is? Not you. Who knows what a buzzard is? A buzzard is a big, ugly bird. It has a hooked beak. Let me see your hooked beak. And it hangs onto the tree by a claw. And it is very, very ugly. Let me see ugly faces. Really ugly. Oh, good. All right. Now, I'm going to sing the song once through, and then you'll know it. It's easy. There are 3 of these buzzards, and they're chartreuse. That's kind of a yellow-green. The song goes like this, and you can do it with me. 3 chartreuse buzzards. Let me see those buzzards. Come on now. Sitting on a tree. Oh, look. One has flown away. Oh, what a shame. And then go, come here. Good. That's the whole song. So let's do it together. 3 chartreuse buzzards sitting on a tree. Oh, look. One has flown away. Oh, what a shame. Because now we have 2 chartreuse buzzards sitting on a tree. Oh, look, one has flown away. Oh, what a shame. Because now we have 1 chartreuse buzzard sitting on a tree. Oh, look, one has flown away. Oh, what a shame. Because now we have no chartreuse buzzards sitting on a tree. Oh, look, one has returned. Let us rejoice. Can you do that with me? Because now we have 1 chartreuse buzzard sitting on a tree. Oh, look, one has returned. Let us rejoice. Because now we have 2 chartreuse buzzards sitting on a tree. Oh, look, one has returned. Let us rejoice. Because now we have how many? 3 chartreuse buzzards sitting on a tree. Oh, look, all have returned. Big one now. Let us rejoice. Good, give yourselves a hand. Very good, all right. Now, are we ready for the story? This is called The Nature of Cats. Now, this is about a naughty cat, so what I'm going to need you to do for me is when this cat does something naughty, we're all going to go, oh, no. Can you do that? Oh, no. Kitty, kitty, what have you done? Naughty kitty, you better run. Can we do that? Oh, no. Kitty, kitty, what have you done? Naughty kitty, you better run. All right, and you'll know when that happens. Once upon a time, there was a witch, and her name was Esmeralda. Now, Esmeralda was a very good witch. As a matter of fact, she was a kitchen witch. Now, a kitchen witch is the witch that makes the bread rise and makes butter out of the cream, makes the fruit get ripe. Really a good witch. And Esmeralda had a cat. The cat's name was Mia. And they lived very happily in a cottage in the forest. Esmeralda loved flowers. Every day she was out in her garden working in the flowers. One day she picked a big bunch of them, brought them in the house, and set them in a vase. And she called Mia in, and she said, Mia, come look at these beautiful flowers. And Mia walked in. And you know how cats are. She sniffed one of the flowers. She bit its head off and pooed it out on the ground. Esmeralda said, what are you doing? Oh, no! Kitty, kitty, what have you done? Naughty kitty, you better run. And do you know what the cat did? She went over and bit the heads off of every one of those flowers and put them out on the ground. Oh, no! Kitty, kitty, what have you done? Naughty kitty, you better run. Do you think Mia cared? If you do, you don't know much about cats. Cats think they own you, and they'll let you take care of them and feed them, but they always let you know that you didn't do it quite right. So, Mia just sort of sniffed and walked outside and began cleaning her paws. Esmeralda walked up to Mia, and she took her in her lap. She petted her, and she said, now, Mia, I don't think you understand. I like the flowers, and it doesn't do them any good when you bite off their heads and poo them out on the ground. I want you to be very, very gentle with my flowers. Can you do that? Because that will make me happy. And Mia purred and nodded her head. So Esmeralda went and she picked a big bunch of flowers. She put them in a vase in the house, looked at them and said, now that's beautiful. She gave a warning look to Mia, and then she went out for a walk in the woods. When she came back, what do you think she found? What do you think? You're right. You're right. You must have a cat. Uh-huh.
I know cats are continuous.
Oh. Uh-huh. So Esmeralda looked at the flowers on the ground, or the flower heads, and she said, oh, no! Kitty, kitty, what have you done? Naughty kitty, you'd better run. You think Mia cared? Not a bit. She just sat down and went to sleep. Esmeralda thought, now what am I going to do? She said, what's the matter with me? I'm a witch. I'll make a magic brew. And I will give it to Mia and she'll stop doing this to my flowers. So she did. She got a big pot and she put it on the stove. And she began putting magic things in the pot. What do you think she put in there? Poison? What kind of poison? Nice poison. She said, I'll put a little bit of nice poison in this pot. What else went in it? Mushrooms, the very thing. She went to the cupboard and got some mushrooms and put them in the pot. What else? Tomatoes. She said, I'll put tomatoes in it. It'll taste good. She put tomatoes in there. What do you think? Fish. She said, I have a can of sardines, and Mia loves sardines. I'll put some fish in there. She opened up the can and put them in the pot. What else went in the pot? Well, artichoke hearts. She put a jar of artichoke hearts in there. What do you think?
Salad.
Salad. She threw some salad in there. What do you think?
Oranges.
Orange is the very thing. She cut up some oranges and put them in the pot, stirred it around, sniffed it. She said, it needs a few more things. What do you think she put in? Spinach. She said, we need spinach in this, and she put some spinach in the pot. What do you think?
I don't know.
She didn't know what to put in next. What do you think?
Meat,
Meat, bacon,
bacon, and spices.
and spices. That's what she put in the pot. And one more. Uh-huh.
Cat food.
And cat food. She said, I'll put cat food in there, and Mia will think it's hers. Do you have another idea? One more. What?
A lemon.
A lemon for flavor. She squeezed a lemon in there. And one more, I'm going to get Amanda's idea, because she hasn't had one yet.
Flowers.
What?
Flowers.
She said, and the magic ingredient will be flowers. Because if I put flowers in the magic brew, it'll stop her from biting the heads off my flowers. So she put flowers in there, and she stirred it. Can you help me stir? Stirred it, and she sniffed it. And she said, just right. How do you give medicine to a cat? Hmm?
You have to open its mouth.
Yes, if it's a pill, that's right. Uh-huh.
You have to help it swallow it.
And you have to help it swallow it. Uh-huh. Did you have another idea? Well, what she did was she took some of that magic brew and she rubbed it on Mia's paws. So Mia went, and she immediately began licking her paws to clean them. And that's the way she got the magic brew. She licked and licked and licked, and all of a sudden she jumped straight up in the air, turned a somersault, and landed on all 4 feet. And Esmeralda said, good, it's working. Now, everything will be fine. She went out into the garden and picked a huge bouquet of flowers. Humming all the while, she came back into the house, put them in 2 vases, and looked at them and said, they're beautiful. Now, Mia, what do you think of these lovely flowers? What do you think happened? What do you think?
We did it again.
She did it again. That's right. She walked up and she bit every one of those flower heads off and dropped them on the floor. And Esmeralda said, oh no! Kitty, Kitty, what have you done? Naughty Kitty, you'd better run. And Mia just sniffed and walked outside and sat down in the sun. Esmeralda thought, now I've tried reason and I've tried magic. I just can't get over the nature of cats. She's just doing what her nature is. I know. I'll go ask Mother Nature how I can stop Mia from biting the heads off my flowers. So she walked down the road, looking for Mother Nature. She said, but I don't know where to find Mother Nature. And she walked a while more and she found a cow. And she said to the cow, do you know where I can find Mother Nature? And the cow said, first of all, what kind of noise do cows make? The cow said, moo. Mother Nature is all around. And Esmeralda said, well, that's true, but not for my purposes. I want to talk to Mother Nature. The cow lost interest and went on eating grass. So Esmeralda walked down the road a little further and she saw a worm. And she said to the worm, do you know where I can find Mother Nature? What kind of a noise does a worm make? It doesn't make one. It just crawls around. So she said, I give you the power to speak. Where is Mother Nature? And the worm said, underground. And Esmeralda said, well, I suppose it is to a worm, but that's not going to help me. And she thanked the worm and walked on a little more. And she came to a nut tree with all the nuts hanging on the tree. What kind of a nut tree was it?
Walnuts.
Walnuts. Walnuts. And she said, "Excuse me, but do you know where I can find Mother Nature?" And the nuts did a terrible thing. I'm sure you never do this. They repeated everything she said. Isn't that awful when people do that to you? So they did it, and I'm going to need you to be nuts. I know. I'm going to need you to be nuts for me now. Do you know where I can find Mother Nature? Don't do that. Now you stop that. Stop it, I say. What's the matter with you? Why are you so silly? Aren't you going to answer me? Well, Esmeralda thought to herself, this is what you get when you talk to a nut tree. All right, she said. All right. I'll fix you. You stay right there. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. And she went home and she got Mia, the cat. She brought Mia back and set her down under the tree. And the nuts said to themselves, "Oh boy, we're going to have some more fun now. We'll drive this cat crazy." And they waited for the cat to do something. And Mia just turned and licked one paw, and then licked another. And the nuts looked at each other. This was no fun. And one of the nuts threw himself at Mia, landed right by her nose. And the nuts said to each other, "That'll get her, that'll get her." And Mia just went right on licking the other paw. And the nuts threw another one at her, and she didn't pay any attention. Well, if you have ever been ignored by a cat, you know how awful that is. Oh, the nuts couldn't stand it. They started shouting at the cat, "Hey, you, pussycat!" Mia just stretched and turned her back. The nuts got wild. They said, "Hey, you, cat, up here, pay attention." And Mia turned the other way and didn't pay any attention. The nuts couldn't stand it. They started groaning, "Oh, oh, oh, oh." And they said to Esmeralda, "Take her away. Anything, we'll tell you anything you want. Just take her away." So Esmeralda picked up Mia and held her in her arms and said, "Now, where is Mother Nature?" And the nuts said, "You'll find her at the end of the path in that little house. Now go away. Take that cat with you." So Esmeralda said, "Thank you," and put Mia down on the ground and said, "Go on home, Mia," and went off down the road. And sure enough, at the end of the path, there was Mother Nature's house. So Esmeralda knocked at the door very politely. Knock, 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 knock. And Mother Nature came out and said, "Why, it's Esmeralda. What can I do for you?" And Esmeralda told her the story. She said, "No matter what I do, that cat bites the heads off the flowers. I can't have any flowers in the house. And I've tried reasoning with her, and I've tried magic, and nothing works." And Mother Nature said, "Well, let's think about this. What is the nature of cats?" Esmeralda said, "The nature of cats is to do exactly what they want to." "Right," said Mother Nature. "So you're going to have to find something that she wants to do more than she wants to bite the heads off your flowers." "Aha!" said Esmeralda. "Of course! Thank you!" And she rushed home and she put some more flowers in a vase and put them on a table and called Mia in. She said, "Mia, look at these lovely flowers." Mia looked at the flowers and started walking over. She opened her mouth to bite the head off a flower, and Esmeralda gave her a wonderful saucer of cream. She said, "Here, Mia, here's a saucer of cream for you. That's much better than biting the heads off flowers, isn't it?" And Mia turned and she lapped up all the cream, and then she went and bit the heads off of all the flowers. Esmeralda said, "There's something wrong here." And she said, "Oh no! Kitty, Kitty, what have you done?" "Kitty, Kitty, You better run. And Mia walked outside and laid down in the sun, and Esmeralda went back to Mother Nature's house. She knocked at the door, told Mother Nature that didn't work. She loved the cream, but then she ate the flowers too. Mother Nature said, well, all right, now, what is the nature of cats? Esmeralda said they don't pay any attention to anything you tell them. Right, said Mother Nature, so you're going to have to find some way to get their attention. All right, said Esmeralda, I can do that. And she went back home. She picked another big bouquet of flowers, put them in a vase, and called Mia in. Look at the flowers, Mia. And Mia looked at the flowers. She walked over. She opened her mouth to bite one of the flowers. And Esmeralda yelled, no! And it scared Mia. And she stopped. She turned around to see where the noise was coming from. Then she turned back. And what? Bit the heads off of all the flowers. Oh, no! Kitty, Kitty, what have you done? Naughty Kitty, you better run. And Mia walked outside, and Esmeralda sat down to think. She thought, reason didn't work, magic didn't work, giving her cream didn't work, getting her attention didn't work. I have an idea. She went outside, she picked another big bunch of flowers and put them in a vase and turned herself into one of the flowers. Mia came walking in the house, noticed the flowers, went over, opened her mouth to bite one of the flowers, and the flower grew giant and opened giant jaws with big teeth and started to bite Mia's head. Well, of course it was the witch. Mia got so frightened, she ran out of the house, ran down the path, and hid behind a tree. And Esmeralda turned back into herself, kind of grinning, and she called Mia. Come on, Mia, it's all right. And Mia came into the house and kind of circled around the flowers. And Esmeralda said, smell the pretty flowers, Mia. And Mia went up and smelled the flowers, but she didn't bite them. And she sort of walked away from them very carefully. And Esmeralda said, at last, I found out something about the nature of cats. Now, I wish I could tell you that Mia never bit any more flowers. But you know how cats are. It's their nature. Well, I want to thank you very much for visiting with me. I really enjoyed telling the story to you. And thank you very much. Give yourselves a hand for being such a good audience.
Mom. Is that why we kept seeing you so much? Hey, come get bored of it.
Oh, we can talk again. Yeah, Jake was recording this.
Oh.
Because there were kids in the neighborhood I gotta share it with.
What are you
Who
doing
else was on there?
Hello.
What is the girl sitting next to
Huh? You're here for the audition. See what you can do.
done so